Hey guys, so that's it. That's Super Rugby done for this year. Crusaders, congratulations to the Crusaders pulling out another victory. I think most people had predicted that the Crusaders would win. I think most people had predicted at the beginning of the season that the Crusaders would win. I still thought it was a highly entertaining final. The lowest scoring final in Super Rugby history, I think it is, 19-3. I think the last time was 23 when the Lions played, when the Hurricanes beat the Lions. So yeah, I thought it was a marvelous game. I thought the Hawaii's came out really strong, and I thought that first half they really had the line speed, and they had it was banana line speed. So their outside backs were coming out really fast and creating that banana line defence, and really rattled the Crusaders. And there were quite a few moves that I saw. There was quite a nice backline move where they had a double player. The two centres were sitting right behind each other, and they could play off both sides, and they actually did break the line at that point. I think things started unravelling from the kicking. I just felt, I can't remember if it was the 10 who was doing the kicking, but it was real aimless kicking from the Jaguares side. It just seemed to go straight to a defender, or they were really poor kicks, and the same couldn't have been said about the Crusaders. And you just can't kick to a Crusaders side and just kick it to a person. You've actually got to hit ground and make some space. I thought that one moment where they could have scored that try was probably the swing point in the game for the Jaguares. I just felt it was a game-saving tackle from Havili. So yeah, I thought that's where the game changed. I can't remember the 22 is from the Jaguares. Just someone pointed at the blonde-haired guy. I've got his name written down somewhere. I thought when he came onto the field, the kicking started changing a little bit. The tactical kicking was a lot better from the Jaguares, and I think that if they'd got that last try where they chip and chase and was just literally 1 meter too far, that kick, I think the game could have swung at that point. But yeah, for me, I still felt Pablo Machero was the best player on that field today. The guy's an absolute machine. I think he must be knocking on the door for the world's best six at the moment. The guy is just incredible. His game has improved so much. Now, before, we've always known him to be a really good player, but he's got a good kicking game, a great offloading game. So yeah, I felt he was probably the best player from the Hawaii side, probably the best player on the field today. On the Crusader side, I still don't know why Havili wasn't chosen as an All Black. I think the guy's just exceptional at 15 for the Crusaders. But yeah, the Crusader side, they're just a well-oiled machine. Their tight five is really good. I did feel that the Hawaii's could have brought on their substitute props maybe 10 minutes earlier. It could have changed, because it seems like their scrum started improving after Joe Moody and Owen Franks went off, and they went down to Alan Alatoa. I can't remember who the other prop is. But yeah, look, I've got to say, I still feel that the two best teams made it to the final by a country mile. I really do feel that the two best teams made it. I think the Jaguares are going to learn from this incredibly well. I just think next year, I'm sure they'll be in a very similar position where they'll be going into the playoffs. It looks like teams playing cycles, and it looks like the Jaguares are starting their cycle. And I think next year they'll definitely be in the final, and I think they might play it a little bit better through the regular season, because having a home final, home semi-final, you can see how important it is. You have that crowd behind you. I was impressed with the Christchurch crowd. I know last year it just didn't seem as many people were at Super Rugby. This year it seemed like a really full stadium. It was nice to see a lot of Argentinians out there. The Los Pumas t-shirt with a lot of passion. But yeah, I thought it was a cracking into the to the regular season. Yeah, so that's it. That's Super Rugby done for this year. It seems like it's just flown by, like really quickly. There's been some marvelous games this year. I really do think that on a whole that this year has been a much better year for Super Rugby than previous years. I'm doing a show a bit late, and I've been doing all the stats for the year. And we've actually, in the regular season, there were actually fewer tries scored, fewer points, fewer big blowout games. So yeah, it's it's been on a points wise, it's actually been a lower scoring season, but it just goes to show maybe the defense is improving, line speed defense is improving. So yeah, I honestly felt it was a really good season. It was a really good way to end the season. Congratulations to the Crusaders for getting the three-peat, as they call it. I think if you look at Scott Robertson, he got the three-peat as a player, and now he's got the three-peat as a coach. The guy is absolutely sublime. But at the same breath, you've got to say congratulations to the Hawaii's. 4 years in the competition, they've made the final. Exceptionally good side. And I just think if they iron out one or two things, especially I think if they'd maybe had Sanchez at 10, it might have been a little bit of a different game. I just think he's a little bit better at the tactical side of kicking, and I think they do need to sort out some of their tight phases, especially their scrum time. There were a few scrum penalties, but not as bad as what people were saying. So they did hold their own for most of the game. Listen, guys, what did you think of the final? Did you think it was great? Did you think that the right team was won? I felt the right team won. I don't think there was no real bad ref calls. For me, there were no real bad ref calls. It seemed like a really clean, hard, physical game of rugby, intense at the breakdown, and yeah, one try final. That's pretty low for Super Rugby standard. But listen, guys, please put your comments down below what you thought of the game, and geez, here's looking forward to the Rugby Championship coming up in the next couple of weeks. Chat soon. Bye.